Alright everybody, hello and welcome to WaterBlock. Ooh boy, I think it's 31. So we're going to do a quick base overview. Right now, most of our power is coming from this small power plant of 15 steam engines being fed primarily by the wood pellets from this particular cluster of algae farms. These algae farms also apparently I need more radars down. But these algae farms also are their primary feed for the majority of the base, right? This feeds our coal production right here, which is where we're getting all of our minerals from. Then it also carries on and feeds the production area, which is how we process all those ores and minerals into products that we can use. So it's a little inconvenient that the majority of our power comes from the same place that we're using to process everything. But for the longest time, this was our only process of that, our only system of that. However, now with our moving into oil production, I shouldn't even necessarily say that, moving into our methane production, we've created a second one, a smaller one, that primarily gets, we get a bunch of it turned into knots, which really we should probably get some sort of, as soon as we get the wiring figured out, we will probably put a cap on that. Keep these knots at like 600 or something, and everything else will go to that. However, for right now, things are a little messed up. You know what? Let's go ahead and just disassemble this one. Now we have a big surplus. I don't know if we need 4 running all the time. So that's how we're making methane. Methane we're turning into propane. Propane we're turning into liquid plastic. And then as we start chasing some of this other stuff, we're going to need resin. We're going to need formaldehyde and urea. Let's just look for urea. Urea is carbon dioxide and ammonia. And I believe ammonia comes from blue algae, and that's going to be sulfuric wastewater and carbon dioxide. So all these things are going to come from these different algae farms, and we're just going to have to plan on building a huge amount of these algae farms, because we're going to need resin, because I'm going to need rubber. Although it looks like we can get it from these things instead. I felt like formaldehyde was also very easy. Well, let's look at this real quick. Rubber. There's rubber. Is there any other place that rubber comes from right now? So we got rubber from resin, which was the only way to do it before. I don't know if this same rubber will work, is the question. So we had to get resin before. So urea gas, which like I said, we know how to get. That's ammonia and something else. Anyway. So basically, all of our chemicals are kind of coming from this area right now. All of our solids, so like our sapphirite, our ammonium, rubitite, those are all coming through this process right here of crystallization, which I probably need to expand because we have a lot more slag slurry and not very many mineral sludge. But these guys all look green, so maybe we're close to a good balance. I don't know. But basically what happens is we take nodes nodules. Liquefy that into a slurry, turn that slurry into mineral sludge. That mineral sludge gets crystallized into the various ores that we actually need. And then all those ores get crushed and then floated, except for this one, which we just haven't done yet because it's going to take room and it's going to move everything around. And then they get sorted and shoved up there. We will do that soon because we'll have to. So that's kind of like the stasis of the base right now. However, if you caught the previous episode, you'll notice that we have now just got our ability to make accumulators in mass, as well as we can kind of slowly gather solar panels if we keep an eye on this little cluster of manufacturing right here. This is a temporary manufacturing that we set up to kind of be able to do some things. So there's no basic boards. There's no basic boards because there's no solder. There's no solder because apparently I am stupid and cannot put the solder arm into the solder machine. Here we go. Perfect. So this whole little production area is basically currently making basic boards, which actually just feed into these what are these? Basic circuit boards into basic electronic boards, and these basic electronic boards are basically just getting fed straight into the solar panel machine. So as long as I kind of make sure that we don't run out of these base materials over here, this whole contraption just goes straight into making solar panels. I gotta feed a couple of things. I gotta make sure that this tin stays in. I gotta make sure that this carbon stays in. I have to make sure there's plenty of wooden boards in here to start with. But once we kind of do that, all this stuff just kind of works. So as soon as we can get away from using up all of our wood, which is essentially what this whole process is right here, is making cellulose fibers and turning it into wooden chunks, and we use those wooden chunks to basically fuel the base, make actual wood, for example. Once we can get away from burning that and into using all the solar panels and storing it, then we're going to be in much stronger shape. So I've kind of solidified this area for now as the power area of the base, right? So hopefully what we'll do is we'll expand the power this direction, and we'll expand the base manufacturing, like processing of materials, down, and then the actual bus and turning things into stuff this direction is kind of the hopes, anyway. That's the current plan for the future. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out a pattern for accumulators that we can replicate and stack up and use the least amount of work. Now, if we do this pattern and we just kind of spiral it out. First of all, I want to make sure that it doesn't look like anything like a swastika, and it looks okay. If we do a little bit of work, I think we can tile this real nice. I mean, it does look a little weird, but I believe that would essentially cluster things pretty well. Everything looks like it would have power if it was touching. So if we just kind of like give it power here, can we use one of these big poles to like branch it over? There we go. So now we have 2 stacks of accumulators storing power. Which makes me wonder if what we can do to tighten that up. So these are the starting accumulators that we were given, and in this tight of a space we have 32 accumulators, and those accumulators make whatever 32 times 300 is, where these 24 storing 600 apiece Alright, so we pull out our calculator. Of course, we're going to keep them both in here, but 300 times 32 would be 9.6 megawatts. Where 24 times 600 is 14.4. So we've already got a significant power increase of storage. So now we just need to start figuring out how much of these we can get crammed down and how much we can get charged during the day, and if we can last overnight with these. As soon as we find that balance of charge through the day and can run the factory, then we can start just powering things up. We can cut the wood off, we can just go to town. So let's just see how many more we have made over here. I don't need any plastic on me. Wow, we got a surplus even. That is so great. We're going to easily be able to just completely dominate this this area for power. It's going to be totally wonderful. Then we'll just have to figure out again, are we storing enough power through the day that we can turn off our other supplies here. Alright, how many more do we have? We currently have we have a ton. In fact, we probably have so much that we could even consider shutting that particular production off, I think. So that's the last one that can go there. Yeah, I think this design is really smart for efficiency. Looks like we need... No, we're going to need some more wooden poles eventually, so we might as well just get making them. How many more do we have? We have 4 more. We can slap down 1 more of these. So we can't really go any more that direction. But that one would go there. Alright, that looks amazing to me. Very tight and effective pile. So now let's take a look here. Now we are storing 1.3 gigajoules, which is a lot. That's a lot of power getting stored. So what we're going to do is we are simply going to take this off. You guys off. And we're going to see. That's how we're going to test this. I'm going to just take them out. I'm also going to grab these accumulators. And we're not going to throw them away or anything. We will use them. We're just going to shimmy them out of the way. We'll probably just kind of like manually fill this pattern in just a little bit. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. So we are now using those. We are not using anything else but this power. Can we make it through the night? So why is it... Or is it nighttime? Is it daytime? Yeah, no, we're using these. It's nighttime. Weird. Okay, so let's what was our pattern for these regular poles? We started this side, right? I'm going to take these regular accumulators and set them in here as well. What do we have? We have 8 more. Let's do that for now. So get rid of all but one. Of course it would be a perfect amount. And I did not put it in the one spot it could go. This is exactly it. So that one's fine. Go there. Alright, so it is nighttime, and we are out of power. Let's look at the last 10 minutes. So the base is out of energy. For how much longer? Let's just look. So we dropped down pretty quickly and then bottomed out. Really wish there was a good way to say, like, over the last 10 minutes you've used X number of things. You know? But right now I'd rather just turn the base off. Base is turning back on. So like 2 minutes worth of power. Then as the solar comes up, we're satisfying almost nothing. I'm trying to figure out what we need to ramp first. Power, solar panels, or more storage. I feel like more storage. First. He said, I figure this whole episode will probably get devoted to power. It's not something I really... Alright, so where's our... Let's see, here's our solar. It's on its way up. If we get to about here, and the solar plateaus, then we know we have to have more power. Right? When the solar plateaus, then we know we need more of the power. Alright, let's see if we can't grab these. This 8 right here, right? Yeah. Alright, so the power has plateaued, and we do not have enough incoming, so we're going to need to really expand our solar panels before we can do that. So we're going to have to turn at least some amount of the power back on. So let's say we can get by with 2 during the daytime. We cannot get away with just 2. So let's see if we can get away with just 4. 4 meets all of our needs, but does not exceed very much at all. Just like... Alright, so right now we're going to turn all these back on. Turn all the power back on. We're going to really focus on solar panels. Solar panels are going to be our focus for the next 10 minutes of this stream. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but I haven't focused anything like that for a little bit here. If you were better than me, which you probably are, you'd be able to add all these up together and get an idea of how much power is being used. I feel like it should get totaled. I realize that's it right here. It's saying 30. So really we need 30 every, second? For however long darkness is, 6 minutes? Or is that a minute? So you should be able to do the math and figure out how much you need, but I'm not smart at that kind of stuff. Like you just described it, you obviously know what you're doing. Alright, let's give it all the steel plate and copper it can need for a little bit while. How's this going? You need more of this stuff that's right over here. Grab a bunch and get it slapped down in there. Looks like you need more lead again. Gross. While we're at it, we should probably grab a few things of tin. Put a couple of things of tin in here and a couple things of lead in there, and set that all up to run just a little bit more without my expressed attention. Pick up to the side, drop above like so. Yep, perfect. 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. Because the ratio's all off, right? It's not quite 2 to 1. Alright. That's fine. This guy, definitely make sure you're full. And that looks good. So we have a little bit extra tin we don't need. That's fine. We'll go put them back in the box. So why is our molted lead not happening? Is this just a liquid thing? Kind of looks like it. If I put a pump right here instead of this, are you guys gonna go faster? Any power pole, thank you. I will, but that's going to drain this a significant amount. Which is why we probably need to consider expanding this. Before I do that, though, I feel like I need to have more of the coal under control. And by more of that, we've got to get the power figured out. It's the circle of power. Do we have a book? Let's make a book. New blueprint book. So basically that book is just going to be things that we use a lot of. Oh yeah, we're out of wood bricks. Let's go get some wooden bricks. Come on, everyone in, everyone in. This backlog is starting to go. Oh, we're out of copper too. Make some bricks. Making bricks. Go back to making stuff in our pocket once we're done. In fact, also, while we're running around, we should grab any solar panels that are laying here. Always be grabbing solar panels. So we're just going to have to expand and expand and expand and expand that kind of stuff. Ugh, gross. That's not very much solar or very much landfill at all. So something we have done in the past, right, is set things up to run off of like just solar, and then take a brief AFK, you know, like go watch a TV show or whatever, and let some minerals accrue while we're not paying attention. And that might be a thing we're gonna do. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we won't need to continue to do that. Alright, and that's as small as we can get it, right? God, I do not know how they... Yeah, see, I can't do that trick. Yep. I don't know. I'm not going to even try. Plus, plus, plus. Alright. Nodule production. And these guys are running non-stop regardless, right? Still not very much landfill. I kind of want to just double straight up the landfill, but I'm not sure we have a way to do that. It's all over solar panels again. Okay. So, it's daytime, right? Basically, we add a little bit more power. I don't understand why this power's let. I think what we need to do is get the solar panels to 20-ish megawatts. And then we can try turning that back off again. Right? Okay. I should have looked to see how much. So I'd like to get an idea of how many much landfill it is to fill this up to make one of these. I think we had less than, or we had around 200. Was that right? Was anyone paying attention? I keep forgetting we're not live. Oh, these non-live series is asking questions to people who aren't there. 5 landfill. Look at that. It's because we got so much of this stuff being eaten from the mineralized water here. And all these are getting empty, right? Yep. Pretty soon we'll have to upgrade these to Mark IIs. Everything appears to be running. Continuing to run 5 more solar panels. Let's go turn off. In case it's not already turned off. Make sure we have the accumulators shut off for now. Looks like batteries are down. It's fine. So plastic is out. Plastic? Why is plastic out? That seems odd. Plastic should not run out. Okay, so that's why plastic is out, because we've successfully stored all of the residual gas that we can. And I did not foresee that being a thing. Alright, well, we'll make this work, and we'll turn the plastic back on, and hopefully we'll have a good answer for all these questions very, very soon. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode. As always, you can check us out at twitter.com/SamusGarobo. You can check out my Twitch page, twitch.tv/SamusGarobo. You might have noticed a slight trend. Alright everybody, we will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Toots.